everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand, head to the floor, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then side to the left. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you've had a wonderful Monday. Hopefully it will get a little bit better for you right now. We're back with the latest in sports, fashion, movie reviews, hot topics, and of course the best in music out there. Now later on the show we welcome Philadelphia super producer, model, and actor G1fted Music. He has some great music coming out very soon featuring Chainz, Flo Rida, Sean Paul, Rick Ross, you name it. Then later on the show we welcome award-winning model actor LaVard. He has a lot of great things coming on as well, so you definitely want to learn more about him and his upcoming projects. Now, Aron, of course, will be covering all things Super Bowl later on in sports. Hot Topics, we're going to break down more about the Super Bowl, some of the behind-the-scenes things, some of the controversy, and then a lot of things that are going on in today's world. So stay tuned for that. I want to remind you, we're all over the web now. We're on YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addicts, Spreaker, TuneIn, YouTube, we're everywhere. So go to our website, thestephennightshow.com, and connect with us. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram. And, yeah, like I said, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. When we come back, Hot Topics, right back after this.
We can book a flight early tonight, yeah. Baby, where you going? You know I love you so much. Yeah. Yeah. Baby, where you going? You know I love you so much. Yeah. You know what's on? Real special with us. You and me, we all that. I love you like I know you love me back. Yeah. And I'll do anything for you, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. I love you so much, yeah. We can book a flight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like it's all day. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like all day. Anything for you, yeah. Baby, where you go? You know I love you so much. Baby, you're my everything. Yeah. Baby, I'll do anything. For you. Oh, all around the world and I'll book that flight. Gonna one way. They don't have to know. Baby. Know that I just love you so much. You know that I'll do anything for you in a rush. I'm in a hurry for that love. I need that heart, need that soul, need that everything that should have. Same as it is always. Love until they never stop our ways. I need every second with you, baby. We can book a flight. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. Tonight, yeah. You know I love you. I love you so much, yeah. We can book a flight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. Tonight, I'll do anything. I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like a always. You know I love you like a child, yeah. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like all day. Anything for you, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight. Flight and leave tonight. Flight and leave tonight.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Miss Parker, how's it going?
Happy Monday. Made it through another day. How was your day?
Yeah, not bad. You know, we made it through. Mondays are always hard. I did some traveling over the weekend, so getting back into the swing of things, but it wasn't a bad Monday. How about you?
Yeah, it was good. Welcome back to Atlanta. Hope you had a great weekend.
Thank you. I did. I was in New York and in New Jersey, and I had a great time because I was some friends I hadn't seen in a while, and just a quick little getaway. Did you do anything over the weekend?
Yes. Shout out to my friend Finan. Her birthday was on Thursday, so we went out and did dinner and went and turned up on Friday night. It took me all weekend to recover pretty much, so that was about it.
Well, happy birthday, Finan. Shout out to Finan. Love her. What's up, Chicken? How you doing?
What's up, sir? How are you?
Good. How was the weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. Fun-filled Super Bowl energy this weekend, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Leading into what turned out to be a good look for the Eagles.
Definitely.
But the city is on fire. These fans, man, are like no other.
Oh, my
These
gosh.
Philadelphia fans are like over and beyond.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I want to get your perspective since you're up there that way. But our question of the day, because there was a lot of controversy over Justin Timberlake's halftime performance, who do you think should perform at next year's Super Bowl?
I mean, it's going to be in Atlanta, so I think obviously it's going to be one of the Atlanta heavy hitters, T.I., Usher. There's a lot of talent that came out of Atlanta, so
yeah.
Obviously they'll have, you know, a good selection of people to pick from. So I definitely think next year's Super Bowl show will probably be pretty good. Be pretty good.
Who'd you like to see, Chica?
I don't know who, but I can just the concept. I like when they mesh artists. I love it when they have people perform together that you would never think about having them together. Because I think that everybody needs an opportunity to shine. Just simply because football is the all-American sport, and I think that they need to cover all the bases of American music. So we need to have some rock, we need to have some country, we need to have some R&B, we need to have some jazz, like mix all that together. They've done it in the past where they've incorporated other artists with other artists. I think they can pull that off.
I think because Atlanta is such, I agree with Chica. I think there may be some pairing, but I don't think it'll be different genre. I think it'll be probably the same kind of hip-hop because Atlanta is just a big hub for that. And I think that Super Bowl is going to want to honor the hip-hop music scene in Atlanta. So I think there may be multiple people performing, but I think it'll be majority hip-hop.
Well, I posted the question on my Facebook page, and some of the answers we had Bruno Mars, which he already did. They had Drake, Anthony Hamilton, August Alsina, Rihanna, Janet, Escape, Brandy, J-Lo, Missy, and someone else is at what you said, Ms. Parker. Being that it's in Atlanta, it's going to be some ATL heavy hitters. Someone says Snoop, Rihanna, Kelly Clarkson. Someone said they should do SWV, TLC, and Vogue Escape Total. And someone commented, they're still punishing Colin. You know they ain't gonna do all R&B.
Right.
Someone said Sade. Someone said Chris Brown. I think that I agree. It probably will be Atlanta artists, but I think in general, I think they should have had Janet Jackson this year because she did her tour and she killed it. You know what I mean? I think they should have had her. I think J-Lo will be a good pick. There are a lot of people out there. Someone said Cardi B, but people said probably not. Not Cardi B. It was interesting because someone said on one of the talk shows today, they said that the problem with Justin Timberlake is that he's a great artist, but he doesn't have songs that are like anthems that everyone knows. And so
right.
It's hard for, like you see some of these artists that come perform, everyone in the audience knows the songs and they all can sing them together. And because he's obviously he's established, but he hasn't been out that long to have those type of hits. That's what someone's take was. But let's talk about the Super Bowl. Again, we want to congratulate Philadelphia Eagles for winning last night's Super Bowl. Some of the things that took place, and I'll run down these bullet points, and then you all can just tell me what you think about them when I finish. A lot of people, they kind of were opposed to Justin Timberlake performing in general because of what happened when he brought out Janet back in 2004, I believe, with the whole Nipplegate thing. So what they did, they post pictures and performances of Janet Jackson, the hashtag Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. So that was the big thing that was going on yesterday. Then Pink, she performed the national anthem. She had been battling the flu all week, but she managed to belt it out. I thought she did a great job. There was controversy over Justin Timberlake's performance once again, but this time because of his tribute to Prince. Now, the reason why Prince fans had a problem with him performing the tribute is because in 1998, Prince did an interview where he thought that he was asked about the holograms and that kind of thing, performing with deceased artists. He thought that was demonic. He said that if he was meant to perform with someone from the past, they would have been the same generation. They would have been, alive together to do it. He thinks bringing back someone who's deceased and modifying it with new music, he thought that was demonic. Well, then also, if you remember, Justin Timberlake had the Sexy Back song that he performed last night as well. And Prince made a comment that it never left. And so Justin, in return, released what people considered a diss track against Prince, and he states in there, "Don't be mad because you didn't come up with it." And then later on at the Golden Globes, Prince was presenting after him, and he took the mic. Justin took the mic stand and brought it down low. People thought were mocking Prince's height, and so they were like, some people they were very outspoken about it. Comedian Sinbad was out, he went off and said he owed Prince apology. But that was that. Kevin Hart, there were a lot of celebrities there. Kevin Hart was one, and he, to his own admission, was a little inebriated. At one point, he tried to get on the stage where they had the trophy, but security wouldn't let him up there. And another instance, he went up to where the announcers and broadcasters were, and he actually got the mic and was talking, but then he accidentally said the F word on national TV. He did release a video. It looks like he was on his way back home, just, kind of apologizing, kind of making light of it, but he was just so excited about the Eagles winning. And then finally, which I want you to talk to, Chike, is about the violence in the streets of Philly. Like, Philadelphia won. This is their first time winning the Super Bowl, and then they're tearing their city apart. You know what I mean? That just makes no sense to me. You should be celebrating, and I know they are celebrating, but they're destroying their own property, their own city. So what are your thoughts on all those things? Anyone have anything they want to add in? It's a lot, yeah.
I'll let Chike take it on.
Okay.
So as far as the music is concerned, I think the only person that is suitable to do Prince right now would be Sheila E. She could deliver the music with the same enthusiasm and the same love and the same attempt as Prince would.
Right.
Because she helped write some of that music with him. So even if they had another front person to sing, I think that Sheila E.'s energy on the stage along with her band would have helped that.
Right.
Me personally, even though Bilal probably will never be invited to the Super Bowl stage, I think that he would have been an excellent person along with Sheila E. to deliver a Prince performance. Just my
You know, I think would have done a great performance. I think Bruno Mars and Sheila E. together. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing.
Too. He's another.
Yeah.
Just anyone who was a fan of the icon would have been better than Justin Timberlake. Not to take away anything from Justin as an artist, but that just wasn't anything for him. As far as the violence in Philadelphia, this is a long-standing tradition with Philadelphians in their fandom when it comes to their sports. They will beat you up. They might hurt you and then bury the body somewhere. That's how crucial it gets. If anyone is following me on social media, I posted up a video of them outside the Ritz-Carlton, 5-star hotel, Ritz-Carlton on Broad Street, where they were sitting on the outside awning that leads from the front door down to the valet in the front of the street, and they're sitting on it partying, and the whole thing just collapsed in front of the hotel. They're rambunctious. And we still haven't had the parade yet. The parade is Thursday.
That's Thursday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so people are they're taking vacation days off to go to this parade. It is going to be insane.
I saw schools were closed Thursday.
Yes. And my question is why? And don't get me wrong, I'm not from Philadelphia. I live Philadelphia adjacent. I've always kind of lived Philadelphia adjacent. I just work in the city. I don't understand why children aren't going to go to school to get an education. And they're saying because the downtown area, it will be hard to commute because of the traffic. But if you organize the parade in such a way it doesn't impede, the day-to-day goings of the city, then we wouldn't have this issue. But children out of school for a parade?
Right.
Well, just to be fair, to be honest with you, that happens almost every time in most major cities when something big like this happens with the Super Bowl or NBA championship or something like that. They always close the schools just because it's an inconvenience for not just the school bus drivers who have to transport the children, but their parents, just because they're probably taking off as well. It's kind of more of a celebratory thing, so I get it. I think it's a big deal for the city, even though I'm no longer an NFL fan or watcher, but I understand that their excitement and whatever and wanting to maybe celebrate that. I know a few people who are from Philly who live here who are actually flying out for the parade. So I get it. I mean, there's the excitement around the sports. People have been waiting their whole lives for it, and it's a big deal, blah, blah, blah. Now, the destructive nature of what's going on in the city is something that I don't understand. And from what I have seen and heard, and not to make this a racial thing, because if it was just majority of us, black people, doing the damages, it would have been a riot. We would have been acting like thugs. The news is just making fun of it, just kikiing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
The majority of the damage is being done, and what we've seen on TV are being done by white males. So now they have a fun hashtag that I forgot what it was, but they're making fun of, and they think it's funny. I just those things automatically being a person of color registers, because when it happens, we do it sometimes in celebratory ways and in protest, where our own communities are being damaged, just so our voice can be heard. Why is that not acceptable, or why is that looked upon as thuggish when this is just, they're having fun, they're just celebrating. They're just overly joyous.
Yeah, I did see that. And a lot of people have been noticing that, it's not getting the backlash that typically it would if it was African Americans causing the destruction and violence.
This is true.
Now, Ms. Parker,
and then to add something to that, what's going to happen on Thursday, I just found this out today that Budweiser is giving the city free beer on Thursday.
Oh, gosh. It's going to be lit.
Not only are they going to have their enthusiasm for the win, they're going to be liquored up.
Yeah. Ms. Parker, you decided to boycott the NFL and the Super Bowl. You wanted to talk about that?
I think I talked about it in the beginning of the season. You know, I'm doing it just in protest of Kaepernick, just supporting him because I think he put a lot on the line for us as a people for the cause of justice and police brutality and seeking equal rights in the justice system. I think that that's the least that we could do as black people or people of color, in my opinion. And obviously, everybody make their own decision. Is to stand by him, somebody who risked their career and put their money where their mouth is to stand for something that important. For me personally, I thought it was important that I stand behind him as support, saying, you know what, go ahead, King, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right side of history, and I stand with you, or I kneel with you. So that was my reason for doing it. They said that it was actually the lowest rated Super Bowl in a while. So I'm happy to hear that. And I think the NFL is definitely ran by the people of power, the one percenters who get to make these calls. And I'm honestly a little bit disappointed in the black players. I think in any major sports in the U.S., if black players demand respect and justice and decide, you know what, we're not going to play, we're not going to do anything, everyone boycott, this whole economy, sports system will crash. But I think that's the type of stand that we need to take. It needs to be something drastic where everybody is on board. And unfortunately, in our today's society, a lot of us are those people who are still getting on the bus. I read somewhere that, obviously doing a Montgomery bus boycott, there were people who still got on the bus. But if you would equip the people who just don't care these days, that whole movement wouldn't even happen. So those people who decided to walk, they lost something too. It took them 3 or 4 times longer to get to work. Some of them lost their jobs.
And rain.
People think justice is going to happen without sacrificing something, without discomfort, and that's not true. Those people who stood for us, our ancestors and generations before us, they experienced a lot of discomfort for us to be comfortable in the space that we're in. And I think something simple as not watching TV or not watching the game is pale compared to what they've went through for the comforts that we experience. So that was just my reason behind it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. Most definitely.
I also heard, Stephen, that Bob Costas, a different type of protest, but his protest was more so about the whole concussion situation in football. And he was technically supposed, this was going to be his last broadcast with the NFL. He opted not to do it just simply because he's not really standing with the NFL anymore. He doesn't believe in their practices when it comes to concussion.
Because they don't care about those players. Everyone,
no, they don't. They're a commodity.
They don't care. Exactly.
It's true.
They're not invested in who these people are, what's going to happen with these people, the brain damages that a lot of these football players go through that are causing them to become violent, killing their family. Just in the last couple of years, 3 or 4 players killed themselves after committing violent attacks against their own family.
Yeah.
Like it's real. So it's not just the whole injustice and not allowing the players to peacefully protest, but it's all of those things. I just think they're an organization that just doesn't care about people, period.
Yeah. Good point. Definitely good point. Well, continuing about the Super Bowl, Olympian track runner Usain Bolt, he was watching the Super Bowl last night along with a lot of people, and he had his feet kicked up. He took a picture. It looked like he was like on an iPad or something, and he had his feet in the picture of what he posted on Instagram. And, of course, the comments were crazy. People comment, with all the money, riches, fame, and fortune this man has, buy some lotion. Get a pedicure, my friend. Usain Bolt is wildin'. Another person commented, Usain Bolt's crusty McAshton feet trending on my timeline proves forgetting to lotion will forever be the minor downfall of black people. Another person commented, no wonder Usain Bolt's running so fast. He's trying to run himself out of his own feet. Did you see the picture, and what were your thoughts?
I didn't see the picture, and I really don't have any thoughts.
It was not fun. I'm thinking, why did he post that? It's part with someone to say.
I think it was for attention because he obviously knows his feet look like he's been walking through rocks.
Yeah.
For the last 1,000 years, and he's only 30-something. So, yeah, I think the only person's feet I've ever seen worse than that is my father's, and he's never gotten a pedicure. His feet is dead toe up. So, it was disturbing. Yeah, it was really
very disturbing. Look, before we go to break, this is Black History Month, and we definitely want to highlight people who have who contribute to our history. But today I want to talk about the history of Black History Month. So the celebration of Black History Month began as Negro History Week, was created in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, a noted African-American historian, scholar, educator, and publisher. It became a month-long celebration in 1976. Now, the month February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. Now, that came from History.com. Each week for this month, we will highlight people who actually made contributions to our history and help cultivate and shape who we are as a people. Come right back. More hot topics.
I know. 4-6 over everything. Hannah over everything. Uto IVMG over everything. To the world, blow. Hannah. Say it to me. Yeah, motherfucker. Make me believe. Hannah got the best team, no. Yeah. Hannah got the best lean, no. Yeah. So you got to say it to me. Yeah. Motherfucker, make me believe. Yeah. Hannah got the best team, no. Yeah. Hannah got the best dream, no. Yeah. Get on that next level. So say it to me. Yeah. Nupa say he wants some more, Yeah. Kiki say he wants some more, Yeah. Fable say he wants some more, Yeah. BZ say he wants some more, Kicking shit, I'm Sub-Zero. Yo. Cause we number one on top now. You told Abby money gyro. Yeah. This ain't new, this for them pay, dude. Talking big, but they got no juice. Yeah, my ball credential come from Boo. Then I dash on to the curve, juice. Boss it need a I do know. Say it to me. Yeah. Mother, make me believe. Yeah. Hannah got the best team, no. Yeah. Hannah got the best lean, no. Yeah. So you got to say it to me. Yeah. Motherfucker, make me believe. Yeah. Hannah got the best team, no. Yeah. Hannah got the best dream, no. Yeah. Get on that next level. So say it to me. Yeah. These female thirsty, give them pure low key. I got the Sprite and spill the drink on me. She love on me and spill her heart on me. She say she done, I give her to the homie. She so bold, she gon' potty for free. She bet for Hannah and live dreams with me. She loco, I got a fiend on me. That red nose, we go plead for plea. She Pocahontas, I'm a chief homie. She saw the team and searched for me, homie. So coke up disease, homie. We taking flights, we going over the seas. Yo, I don't wanna make me believe, make me believe, make me believe. And I got the best team on me. Yeah, yeah. And I got the best lean on me. Yeah. So you got to say it to me, say it to me, say it to me. Make me believe, make me believe, make me believe. And I got the best team on me. Yeah. And I got the best dream on dream. Yeah. So say it to me, so say it to me. Yeah.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party.
She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. I could tell what she hitting on. Already got me thinking what she sipping on. I could see her roommate playing bodyguard. The other one best friend, she gon' block hard. But my game like Jordan Jackson. Spit it like Biggie when I get it crackin'. See everybody be a don in my faction. OG schooled us to grow past them. I inbound the ball, broke the full court press. How you doing? What's your name? What's next? Followed by a verbal game of chess. A couple words in her ear, later stain the rest. I'm like,
you got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party.
she got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody lie. I step off, her friends start judging. He's not the type to wife up or love him. Now her emotions kick, push and shoving. She see through the persona that they be loving. Cause my game Cam Newton, Tom Brady, mama's baby, raised me from the 80s. Taught me how to talk when it's to a lady. I put it down so for show, no maybe. I feel it vibrate in my pocket. The text read, I'm digging what I'm watching. I replied, I'm digging that you're watching. Let's slide off a combo when nobody's watching. I'm live.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. So cool, old school, big Snoop Dogg, I be breaking the rules. I'm phenomenal, your mama knows, so I'ma go and get it. Push did the beat, so you know I got to spit it.
So cool, new school. A-Omega, I be dropping them jewels. I'm phenomenal, the ganja blow, so baby come and hit it. Kush did the beat, so you know I'm gonna spit it.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. Oh.
What's up, y'all? I'm Gary LaVard, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Back to The Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you, not only are we on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and, of course, our official website, we're also on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker. Go to our website. You can find all the places where you can listen to us. All right, let's see. More hot topics. So T.I. had some words for Raven Simone. Over the weekend, Raven posted a message from Arrested Development rapper Speech, which pretty much spoke against Tip, Jay-Z, Diddy, Young Gotti, and a slew of other that are seen in this epic Rock Nation brunch photo. Now, according to Speech and Raven, the artist got fame by perpetuating the worst type of black stereotypes, like drug dealing, pimping, and murdering. Raven since deleted the post, but she said that she did it because of negative comments that were coming her way that she didn't want her young fans to see, not because she disagrees with the message. T.I., who read the comments, he clapped back. He said, "The air must be thin as hell up there on that high horse you sitting on. Somebody please let me know what the F is up with Shawty." Trey Songz also chimed in and called Raven Simone a clown. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think she's entitled to her opinion, but being the fact that she's kind of within that circle of known for being, what's the word? A little weird, which I'm not saying in a bad way because I like people who have that individuality. But I think, too, there's a way that you can look at – there are two ways of looking at that picture, right? I think every music genre has exploited its audience in some way to relate, in order to relate to their audiences. So a lot of country music speaks about love and breakup because that's kind of what their audience relate to. Hip-hop speaks about heartbreaks, hard times, drugs. That's what these people grew up doing and seeing. And so it's relatable to their audience. So I think the idea of rap being a music that exploits people and use those things, is telling a story just like every other music does, except for it tells a story of kind of what the majority of us come from, a majority of people come from. And so that's why it's relatable. So I think, obviously Raven grew up as a celebrity kid, and she was already probably a bit wealthy and didn't grow up in that situation. So she probably may not be able to relate to what they're talking about. But I think we got to be mindful when we're speaking of each other in public. I think it's okay for us to speak to each other about issues that we may find as far as it may affect our community to each other. But I think as far as being our voicing our opinions of each other publicly, I think we should be mindful of that because I think that's what's sometimes used against us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
TK, we're going to say something?
I agree with Ms. Parker 100%. And I think that when Raven speaks sometimes, even when she was on The View, she speaks from her perspective. And her perspective
in a place of privilege.
Yeah. And privilege not in a bad way. I mean, she was working when she was a kid. So she's had money from a very early age, and she could afford to live a certain type of life. And that's all she knows. So,
and she didn't have to see and deal with a lot of things as far as what the black community deals with. I think Raven is an example, right? It's an example of a black person that we can use as a community to see kind of why it's so difficult for you to explain certain things to certain white people. Because sometimes, when you're talking about racism and things like that to people who are not of color, it's almost like we're talking to a door. It's like they can't get it only because it's hard for people to understand.
They can't relate.
They can't relate.
Mm-hmm.
That they can't say, you know what, I can put myself in that person's shoes and see it. And so I think she's a black person that exemplifies that. And I think a lot of her experiences come from a place of privilege and never having to experience that. And so, but it just turns out that she says it at the worst timing. She doesn't have it doesn't come from a place of curiosity that's let me learn from it. Let me learn and see where they're coming from. I remember there was a time too in my life when I thought, you know what, a lot of our problems as black people come from us. Like, I remember thinking that. I believed that to the core. I believe that we were responsible for where we are as a society and as a community. That perspective has completely changed because I have educated myself and I've been open to seeing it differently. I've been open to seeing why people have been on welfare for generations. I've been open to see it from a different perspective. So I think unless you're open to see, things and see people for who they are without judging, I think it's hard for you to be able to relate and see things from their perspective. So I think she's an example of why we struggle to convey racism to white people. I think she's an example of that for a black person. Does that make sense?
It does. And also,
makes very much sense.
And also looking at Jay-Z, Diddy, Young Gotti, Tip, people who maybe those were their circumstances, but they worked out of them circumstances, and they've gone on to become these icons and have employed black youth, so they're not having to go down that same road. That has to be looked at as well. They didn't stay in that same circumstance and continue to sell drugs and pimp women or whatever the case may be. They came out of that
negatively. Yes,
exactly. So that has to be. That should.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So I saw the meme that she posted, not her post, but somebody else posted it. So I see where she's coming from. Like I said, I can see things from her perspective. I see where she's coming from, that we should have hospitals or our own, and I get that.
Yeah.
Imagine part of this for us individually to learn how to build businesses, right? And so it's going to take generations of us. And my dad was born in 1945. He was born when segregation hadn't even started yet. That's how much we have, and that's how much more we have to go. Because really, if you think about it, we've only had equal rights for like 45, maybe 50, 60 years, if at the most. On paper, obviously, we're still fighting for it. So the generation of 300 years that it took to break us down mentally, emotionally, it's going to take that much time for us to build wealth and build up our community back up. So I often see those things and think about that too, where I'm like, you know what? We could have our own this and have our own that, but we've only really been a free people for less than 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
We were enslaved more years than we were ever free. So we have to be mindful of that as we talk to each other, that we're doing the best that we know how for now.
Absolutely.
And we can just hope that things will improve.
Absolutely. Well, switching gears, after months of speculation and false alarms, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott welcomed their baby girl February 1st, but they didn't announce it until Super Bowl Sunday. People say yet another Jenner-Dashian moment that shattered Twitter. People commented, Kylie Jenner's baby was born the first day of Black History Month. Someone commented, Kris Jenner is the greatest publicist of all time. I don't care. And then they had other memes where they were showing the Super Bowl's coming. Well, hold up. Kylie Jenner had a baby to kind of distracted from it. What are your thoughts on her? Chef, she's 20 years old. What are your thoughts on this announcement of and I also want to say that she also kept her pregnancy a secret. The Kardashian family in general, they post a lot. A lot of people think they're overexposed, but she decided since it was her pregnancy, she wanted to keep it to herself. And then she released an 11-minute video that kind of showed, her pregnancy and, throughout the duration of her pregnancy. What are your thoughts on all this?
I say congratulations to her. I agree that her mother is brilliant as far as being a publicist, and I think that probably the video idea was all of, her mother's idea, which the video I watched today, it was well done. But I don't care about Kylie having a baby. She's 20 years old. She's a grown woman. Let her live her life. I don't feel either way about it. I care less about, her age and where she is in life and all that stuff. It's not that important. But I do think that her mother is brilliant as far as building business, and I think we can all learn a lot from them if we stop hating.
Right.
Because regardless of what you think about them, they know how to get that bag.
They sure do. They get that bag. All right, our last story. So Suge Knight is sitting in prison waiting to start the murder trial in April. His fiancée, Toni Lynn Kelly, is set to join her husband-to-be in an inmate status. Now, last year, Kelly was accused of selling surveillance footage that was connected to Suge's trial to TMZ for $55,000. She pled no contest to the charge and was sentenced 5 years probation, amongst other things. Now, this past Friday, a judge found Kelly guilty of indirectly communicating with Suge in order to set up an interview for BET's new Death Row documentary. Part of her probation was that she was to refrain from any communication with the former music mogul. Now, according to New York Daily News, Judge Douglas Sortino sentenced the ride-or-die chick to death. Well, not really death. He said not literally, but he did give her 3 years in prison for her blatant and jaw-dropping violation. To make matters worse, Tony Lynn and Suge have an 8-year-old son together that will be without both parents. What are your thoughts?
It's horrible. It's just that touch, that deadly touch of Suge just affects a whole lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it has, like, from early on. I pray for the child. I hope that she has other family that's stable, that can take care of the kid. But I mean, which was the old saying Mom used to say? You lay down with dogs, you catch fleas. Right. Pretty much. Yeah. Suge is bad news, man.
He is bad news, and it doesn't end. It never ends with him. All right, well, listen, thanks so much for Hot Topics. I want to remind everyone to tweet us your thoughts on the question of the day: who should perform at next year's Super Bowl halftime show? Tweet us at Stephen Knight Show, SHO. Ms. Parker, have a great week. Thank you so much. And Chika, I know you're sticking around for movie reviews.
Yes,
sir.
Have
a great week, guys.
All right, we'll be right back after. We'll be right back after this.
On these haters, cause they were sleeping. Clap on these haters, cause they was tweaking. Do not interrupt a hater when she is speaking. Please keep an eye on your hater, I got him kicking. From way back when I've been a problem, you don't pick one when you got options. They talking cause I'm never round up. Man, what you say, I beg your pardon. Need to know your place. Oh, you made a big mistake. It's got to be bombs away. Bombs away. You about to blow it? Man, I'm too nice to these hitters. That's over, yeah, finito. I suggest you reconsider. Man, what's wrong with these people? Don't make me reach for the trigger. Be careful, cause it's lethal. We the same out of your figure. Oh, nah, we not equal. From way back when I've been a problem. You don't pick one when you got options. They talking cause I'm never round up. Man, what you say, I beg your pardon. Why you coming at your face? Man, you need to know your place. It's got to be bombs away. Bombs away. You about to blow it? 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 You about to blow it?
See him like that every day, yo. Hey, I'll holler at y'all, bruh. Hey, I see y'all at the show tonight, alright? That breeze too fly to let go. If I come right back, though, don't joke me, though. Like, see, I like the way you're rolling style. You don't follow trends, set your tone, know your sound, rockin' headphones. I ain't trying to interrupt. Crack a smile and she stop, follow through like what's up. Thoughts on my brain, you ain't gotta spit game. Probably hear it all the time about a frame, switching lanes. So I asked her, what you listening to? Most Def, Black Thought, word, I fuck with them too. She asked me who the best rapper was. Should I crack a lie, tell her who I was? I'ma play it chill though. Don't wanna see you walk away, booty too fat. Got me like baby, baby. So I took a step and told her probably old school method man. Cause Nas and Jake is way too expected, man. She told me Rakim and Slick Rick was tied for number one. I'm feeling like she one up me, son. We talking hell. Man, she ain't like them other something special in size. We talking hell. Hell. She can read my mind, know that shit's hot. Now we talking hell. Hell. Yeah, she know what stuff, I kid you not. We talking that hell. Hell. Hold up. Booty got me like, baby. Like, so we talking back in time. Picking my brain lyrics to Aquemini, like Return of the Gangster. Thanks to, according to plan, we gon' fall together like God placed us. I'm on. It's obvious she don't fuck with trap. And even that Black Eyed Peas happy rap, she don't fuck with that. Something special, totally left field. Found myself overwhelmed with the knowledge of hip hop. She too real. Head over heels, but see I play it cool. Talking about what's better, old school or new school. Told me when I'm acting for, she don't fuck with Macklemore. Knowing what I'm after for. Call me on my shit, I'm like a LMFAO. Wanna tell about my roots like I'm the C 2.0, but don't wanna think I'm just another trying to blow. She interrupted and dropped the unknown names. And she about to see a show by this crew named it lit around the way. I'm like, word. Wish I could make it, heard they dope. Clark Kent up in that bitch, enjoy the show. We talking that hill. Yo, so I skated off, I ain't even take a number or nothing. The funny shit later, we at the show, got the crowd chanting. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at her while the crowd rocking that shit. She looking back like, son of a bitch. Hey, you already know.
Hey, what's up? This is Gifted Music, and you're listening to the Steven Knight Show. Keep it blessed with some good energy.
Welcome back to the Steven Knight Show. Our next guest says, I don't wait for opportunities, I create them. And that's what over 32,000 followers of Gary LaVard see as soon as they receive an update from his award-winning actor's Instagram page. This man does it all. He acts, he models, he speaks out for social issues. I'm so glad to have him on the show. Please help me welcome Gary LaVard. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You're a busy man, doing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, trying to have my hands on a little bit of everything.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So listen, I know you're from Detroit, and you live here in Atlanta now, but tell us kind of how you got your start, because I know there's a lot of people out there trying to pursue different things and trying to, make some moves like you've done. Tell us a little bit how you got started.
Yeah, so it started a long time ago. I started modeling when I was about my late teens, early 20s, and then I relocated to Atlanta when I was 20, and I actually relocated here because I was getting ready to sign a music deal with Def Jam.
Oh, wow.
When that failed, I kind of put the music on the back burner, and then I started, really just modeling and taking that serious, and I was just shoot with photographers and try to just become comfortable in front of the cameras, and I found some success with doing that over the years. And then eventually I realized I was getting older, and the life expectancy of a male black model, I would say, in the industry, past 30, isn't the best. So I had to think of ways to expand my brand, so I got into just acting. And my first gig was for The Walking Dead season 3, and I was one of the zombies who got killed.
Oh, wow.
And when I did that, it was just like, oh man, I love this whole acting thing, and that was like in 2010. And I just kind of stuck with it, and I kept going, and I just kept auditioning, and it just felt right, like it was my calling. So I just kept working and just putting in the work, and finally I got an opportunity with the web series about him, and that kind of put me on the map as an actor within like the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm.
But from that, I kept working. I went on and I started working on shows like Greenleaf and The Quad on BET, and I started doing it, and I just kept going after it, and I was building relationships while I was doing it. So it kept me working really just off of those relationships. So that's in a nutshell how I got started, man. I just got started and never stopped.
Well, it's interesting you talk about relationships because, we've been talking about it on the show, and, it's been in the news a lot about Monique, and how she's been very outspoken about her opinions against Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry and Oprah and now Netflix and, whatever. And a lot of people think that she's tarnished those relationships and that it'll be hard for her to get a gig or be able to, to work in the industry. So how has those relationships, and I know it's probably an obvious question, but I think some people need to hear it, because if you see someone who has been in the industry for as long as Monique has been in and doesn't see the value in it, how have those relationships helped cultivate your career?
Man, those relationships are key, man. They're essential in this industry because a lot of times that's how jobs are booked. You know what I mean? Like, prime example, this summer I'm actually hosting at the Block Music Festival. Now, how that came about was the founder I met when I was in college in D.C. years and years ago. And it just so happened he started this company, and then I kept going with my whole acting thing, and he reached out to me and was just like, yo, I want to see you succeed. I've always thought you were a great guy. You were always kind. You were always about your work. You're passionate about that. And he's like, I want to bring you along with my brand, and we collab and do something, and I put you out there. You know what I mean? And it's just, I go back and think like, wow, I was in college. You know what I mean? When I met this guy, and I left a big enough impact on him for him to reach out years later and be like, yo, I see you working. I want to do something with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it just goes to show that relationships go a long, long, long way, man. And so I really value relationships, and I treat them with respect. You know what I mean? And I just try to keep them going. And so, not all relationships are going to work out. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I try to, on my end, at the very least, try to keep a relationship and build it and definitely, keep it in my pocket, because that's
right. And the thing is, you never know who's watching you. Like you said, someone you met in college who was probably watching you as you continued on your career and saw, what you had been doing and saw, more value in you and wanted to reach out to you. And I know this happened to me from moving to Atlanta. You forget, because I don't talk to this person every day anymore, they're still watching and following you and proud of you and want to help. And so you're right about relationships. You're definitely right about relationships. I like your outlook on that. So we know you've done a lot of great things, and let's talk about your followers. You got over 32,000 followers on Instagram. And that's huge these days, because it's funny now. I don't know, you probably do pay attention to this when they talk about different celebrities, and they always mention how many Twitter followers they have or how many Instagram followers they have. Like, that's now a badge of honor. So having that many people, follow you and follow your career and things you're doing, do you feel like, what does that do to you? Do you feel a sense of responsibility, or how do you feel about that?
You know what, man? I really did. To be honest with you, I did not care. when people would say, oh, followers this, followers, because I've never been like an attention seeker.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just so happened that the fact that I act, so it puts me in the public eye. But I've never been the person that would go seeking attention. So I didn't really care about Instagram or Twitter followers, but now I completely get it from like a branding perspective.
Exactly.
So it's like a lot of companies lately I've been modeling for solely because I have 30,000 followers, and they know that, if he wear my shirt or if he wear my pants or my custom shoes, and tag me in it, I can potentially, grab his reach, his audience, you know what I mean? So it's, those having a lot of followers is beneficial when it comes from like branding, and I get it now. As opposed to at first, I'm like, I don't really care who follows me or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now it's just like, I'm working on like my social networks. When I post pictures, I always tag my Instagram or my Twitter, and
right.
Because I'm thinking like, you never know. This picture may go viral, and there go my my hashtag or my name, and that's going to build my following up, because that's really been helping me tremendously with just like booking brand ambassador and influencer type positions with like different companies and different corporations. So it's those Twitter, Instagram followers, they get you what you need. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's why I mention it in my bio now.
Yeah, it's
I mean?
important.
So
it's important. When I get when they send me over who I'm interviewing for a show, I always go to their social media to see how many followers they have, because I'm thinking, if it's important, you know what I mean? So because if they tweet, they're gonna be on the Stephen Knight Show, or if they, post on their Instagram, we want people to see it. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, definitely. And now outside of the acting and the modeling, you also you've spoken on different panels, mental health, which is huge, HIV awareness and prevention, motivational concepts. Why is that something that you feel the need to do? What makes you want to be part of that as well?
I feel like we don't go through life for ourselves, man. So it's like all of the things I've dealt with in life, because I've dealt with suicide thoughts, I've dealt with depression, anxiety, all of that. And I remember not necessarily not having support, because I had my mom and sister there, but I remember those moments of feeling alone, or the moments where it was just life, life just seemed like I couldn't get past that particular moment.
Right.
And I remember when I started filming about him, I shot a suicide scene, and I got so many messages, and I was like, just from telling basically like the story, and I'm like, well, this is my actual truth, you know what I mean? And then I started looking at life differently, man. I was just like, I could really save somebody's life, you know what I mean? I could really give them that hope, you know what I mean? So then it became like a sense of obligation, but it's something that's natural to me, like when I do it, it's not like a job, it's not like let me go try to motivate somebody. It's really natural and organic to me, and I enjoy that, because it's great satisfaction, knowing that somebody reached out saying, well, shit, I didn't end my life today because of you, you know what I mean? Like that's huge, man. That's huge, and it goes back to the whole follower and social network. Like, if I know that I'm reaching people with my platform, like in a positive way, that's like the ultimate goal and reward for me. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I get a kick out of seeing other people win and stuff like that, and that's just like a natural thing.
Yeah, that's dope. And then so last year you started The Blow, which is because love outweighs war. And I love that you said we don't go through challenges for ourselves. My life experiences have allowed me to inspire, motivate, and give hope to other people. And honestly, that's what fuels me to become and give more. That's what life's about.
Yeah.
That's what life's about. Can you want to talk about that?
That's as real as it get, man. That's like that's as real as it gets. Life is too short, man, and I'm more of like a free spirited type of guy. I like to see people winning, and that's just who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So it's just having having this reach now, what you and I'm just trying to like leave like a dope legacy here.
Right.
Like, I just want to be able to leave the earth, and people like, man, that dude was like dope. He like he really fought hard for people, and you know, wanted to see people win. You know, and that's what I want people to say about me. You know what I mean? So. And
that's what it's about. And you're definitely on your way to doing that. Are you working on anything right now, currently?
Yeah, I am. I'm working on quite a few things I'm excited about. One of them I want to mention. I just partnered with Lambda Vodka, and they're based out of New York. So I'll be the face of that brand now.
Congratulations!
So I'm excited about that, man, because ain't nothing like
some good vodka.
Alcohol.
Some good vodka.
So that's exciting. I'm excited about that. I'm working on my own radio show right now, which will be a morning show called the Scoop Morning Show, and it's going to air like a podcast style every Tuesday morning at 10.
That's dope.
And I'm the producer of the show, so I'm excited. It's me with 3 other people, and we're going to really, come together and get different perspectives on just like life and entertainment and motivation and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's 4 different people with 4 different backgrounds.
Exactly.
But we all collectively about to do something dope with it. And I'm also working on a new show called The Girls, and I'm super, super excited about this, man, because, for one, I play this football player on the show. I am in a 5-year relationship with this girl. She is a transgender girl.
Okay.
But she's a secret because I'm like this huge football player. I keep her a secret. I keep it a secret from her, and you know, when I'm going to like different award shows and stuff, she's wondering why I'm taking my white assistant all the time. And not knowing that I physically abuse her behind closed doors.
Wow.
So this character is like, it's somebody completely different from who I am as a person. I've never played anybody like this. You know what I mean? And then too, it's given like the story of an actual transgender woman, which add more complexity, you know, to it. You know what I mean? So the story is just super dope, man, and it's shot beautifully. Like, it looks great. We started filming it a few weeks ago, and some of the footage I've seen, like, it looks great. And I think a lot of people, you know, they're gonna look at this and just be like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. You can see different perspectives. That's what it's all about, you know. We're talking about diversity. Everyone's talking about diversity, and we're starting to see a lot of that, you know, with the Oscar nominations and, you know, Black Panther's coming out. I already got my tickets, you know, so it's good that we have this.
Oh, yeah, I got mine too.
Exactly. Well, listen, I know you're all over social media. I mean, 13,000 followers. I mean, you're all over social media. Tell everyone where they can keep up with you.
It's at Gary LaVard on everything. That's GaryLavard on everything. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Just pop it in and I'll be there.
Gary LaVard, man, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Continued success in everything you're doing. The world is yours. You already know that. But I want to thank you for taking your time out your busy schedule to join us tonight.
Thank you, Steven, man. I really appreciate you having me.
No doubt. Well, listen, for more information about Gary LaVard, go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com, and we'll be right back after this.
T.A. Corleone. Street Cartel. Bada bing, bada boom. Drippin', sauce, I'm a boss, 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 drippin', sauce. T.A. Corleone is a boss. Dripping in too much sauce. 24-inch Cuban links. Quarter cut designer mix. Presidential Rolex on my arm. BBS is all over my charm. Shoe red bottom Louis Vuitton. Carrying a concealed weapon. Catch a body cause I got the juice. And my vest is bulletproof. Got a mouth full of gold tooth. And my Rari ain't got no roof. I used to be on Section 8. Now I got a crib on a lake. Multi-million-dollar estate. With my last name spelled in the gates. Drippin', 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 drippin'. Sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. Drippin', 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 drippin'. Sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. Drippin', drippin', drippin'. Sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. Drippin', drippin', sauce. First got flight, stretch limousine. Been featured in Source magazines. I turned my dream to reality. Then put my team on a salary. 500K is my budget. Still independent and love it. CEO of street cartel. Ball harder than Art Shell. Featured artist in double XL. In my Benz is a V12. TA Corleone is the truth. One of the best in the booth. All the new king of the South. Don't mention my name in your mouth. Or I send them go to your house to kidnap and rape your spouse. Drippin', 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 sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. 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 Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. Don't need to go write out a feature, cause I got more verses than preachers. Haters say I got a real big ego, cause I get them bags of peso. In a plug that's an amigo. We keep them bricks in the bando. Shooter posted up with the Draco. Get it out the mud, show no. Try harder than snow on the blood. Bad boy, but ain't signed a plug. Bros always trying to mingle, even though they know I ain't single. Cause they like I spit that lingo. And I'm packing like Mandingo. Beat it up cause I like it rough. Hoes wanna put me in handcuffs. Drippin', 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 sauce, sauce. I'm a boss, boss. 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 Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. Bobby the Hitman, TA Corleone, 2018. Capiche.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Philadelphia super producer, model, actor, Gifted Music founder of Gifted Music Productions, LLC, presents to listeners an elevated form of pop, EDM, hip-hop infused music with a different intelligence. Please help me welcome the very talented Gifted Music. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate it, and especially because you're on your honeymoon right now. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So, for people who haven't heard about you, I mean, you've done some big things. You have a lot of good things coming down the pipeline. Tell us a little about your background and kind of, how you got to where you are today.
Well, actually, I started out as a regular musician, not regular musician, but as a musician, playing guitar, piano, and up and through high school, I played the trumpet, but I was really good at it. And then I got really into the guitar. I played for a hip-hop band playing guitar, and then, I don't know, I just got I was kind of into poetry for a long time, but I was always a writer, and I was one day, it was right around when Eminem came out probably, and it's just, when music was starting to get a little nutty, and I was just like, man, I can do this.
Right.
So I actually started out as a hip-hop artist, and I was on tour opening up for, like, St. Lunatics and Kerry Hilson, stuff like that. And I was in the middle of that. I actually got rear-ended on my motorcycle, which was a blessing in disguise, because that stopped everything, but at the same time, it made me get out of the automotive business I was in, too.
Okay.
So that was kind of a blessing in disguise. And then I didn't get into music production heavily until
a couple years after that, in the middle of all that stuff that happened, you know, after the car accident or whatever, my partner that I always, like, we were recording on lunch break in my sister's old bedroom after she moved out, like, when we were younger. So, like, we've been doing this forever on Cool Edit Pro in the basement, and he started out as a producer and artist too, but long story short, he never stopped. So he just called me up one day, and he's like, yo, I did another song with Gilly the Kid, and, you know, you should come down. We're going down to the studio to finish it up and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. So long story short, it was the same building that Batcave Studio was in. And, there's like 7 different studios down there. And we ended up being asked, after they heard some of the other stuff I did, the studio owner asked us to be resident producers in that studio. So ever since then, I've been down in that same building. We have our own suite now, and we're down there the same. Hey, we have the same studio that Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince used to have.
That's dope, yeah.
We padded after them, the old ER room. Like everybody's recorded there. That whole Fugees album was Jay-Z, but I fell into it. And then after that, you know, I'm great at hip-hop and all that stuff, but I made myself learn electronic dance music and bring that to simplify it into urban pop and meshing things like that. So, you know, even my hip-hop beats will have like a EDM sonically, you know, they're bigger and stuff.
Right,
like
yeah.
That's kind of how I just fell into music production. I made myself learn it, and, you know, I never went to school for any of this stuff.
I think that's amazing, you know, to be a self-produced artist. I mean, to be able to create your own tracks, do your own engineering and all that. And I think that makes it a lot, I won't say easier, but it makes it, I guess, easier to create something because you're doing it all yourself. Do you find it to be the case?
Yeah, 100%, because I'm not relying on other people.
Right.
What I need done and all that stuff. So I just made myself learn, you know, everything I need to. I had a lot of help along the way, a lot of great mentors. You know, my other studio partners, certified, you know, P.I. and his brother Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We're all kind of like a really good big family there. So, you know, I've learned a lot from them. We all teach each other stuff, and we have a tight circle, and we have a certain way of mixing that nobody else in the city does, but frequently try and replicate. And, you know, everything from being the center of the city, you know, from everything hot, from lights to core to O'Malley, we do all their stuff. Like, that's our studio. We do all that stuff. So everything coming out, everybody's trying to replicate. So that's us. And, yeah, we worked really hard. And I feel like everything's about to snowball this year into much bigger things for everybody, even though we're all doing great. But
you have
to focus on myself.
Yeah, you have a lot of good things coming out of the pipeline. You have some stuff coming up with 2 Chainz and Flo Rida, Sean Paul. Can you talk about a little bit of that?
Yeah, I got the one with Rick Ross is probably gonna be the first one to drop. This new artist, my guy Smiley Jones. He's him and Slab are starting to work on a project, not an official project together, but work on a lot of music together. So Slab is probably getting on this track too. We left the verse open, so probably within the next couple months we're going to be getting that out.
All right.
Look out for Smiley Jones. He's really dope. Another one with 2 Chainz and Butter Knife King. We actually decided to put on that. We're putting that out this year also. We're just waiting. I'm probably putting that actually on one of my projects.
Okay.
Kind of like it's not an EDM-y, but it's outside the box of you know, the normal things that Butter Knife would do. Sean Paul track, that is actually, I'm waiting for Tommy Lee Sparta. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's in Jamaica. Having him jump on that track too. So we should have that back soon. Other than that, I have a song with Flo Rida, with Enos. Enos actually, this girl out in LA. That's gonna go on my project along with the T-Pain track. Probably dropping. I just released that series that I showed you, that I sent you guys. That's like a combination of like instrumentals.
Right.
Me, but most of the other tracks with other artists, like a David Guetteriana kind of vibe. Like
exactly.
I took all the artists in the city. So I'm dropping those series, and my real EP with all my vocal tracks is going to come out in the springtime, along with all those other things. And everybody else is setting up how they're going to be dropping through their projects.
Right. How do you decide who you want to cooperate with, and you know who you want to work with? How do you decide this?
We pick and choose who we work with, especially me. I'm real particular with myself right now because I'm not having any distractions or any, misassociations or anything like that happen for me right now. So all my people in my circle are my family. We got a really strong machine right now, but that's not to say that I don't want to collaborate with everybody that I can, because I don't care if you're a signed producer making mad money or you're someone that no one even knows and you're on, Fruity Loops in your parents' house and making hits. Like I love somebody that's passionate about music and that's just doing it, and no matter what, you're going to come up with something dope. So I'm open to collaborating with everybody.
Yeah.
I have the time, and it's not going to take away from what I'm doing.
Exactly. Who's your
an underdog, though, I guess, but I'm surrounded by so much talent. Like, I really am blessed. If I need anything done, I need a song for some other artist that I know, and I need this person to write it or whatever. Like, I have endless resources just within my own city. Like, Philly's got so much talent.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that. Yeah.
So as far as that's concerned, I got a strong machine for collaborations if I do want it.
Who would be a dream collaboration for you? Who would you love to work with?
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe even Bruno Mars, Pitbull. Someone, people are making big, universally received tracks. It's not all about the United States market either.
Exactly.
The Latin market is crazy, but really big universal tracks, like the tracks you're gonna hear in like a stadium or something like that. So probably somebody, Chris Brown for sure. Like everything's just a powerhouse hit. I'd love to work with Timbaland and, other producers that I've looked up to along the way.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Chris Brown, and probably I'd have to separate and do a Chris Brown and something work with Diplo on a record.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, being a producer and being a artist, do you prefer one over the other, or have you grown to, like both the same or rather both the same?
I love them both the same, and it's all what kind of mode I'm in. Like, I'll go through a month where I'm just not in the mood to make beats.
Yeah, right.
and then I'll be all about writing and all about being an artist, and then other times a lot of it's based on what mode I'm in and what's going on. But as far as liking one more than the other, there's things about each one that I do like more than the other. Like, being the producer is kind of cool. You get to be low key and be the one
behind the scenes,
working the magic behind. Like, you're the one. Those big artists that everybody's like, wow, about. You're the one that they're calling for opinion.
Exactly.
Writing, you're helping out half of these things on the radio and not even getting the credit for it, but you did it because you're a good producer. But at the same time, it's. I like being an artist and where I'm going headed just because I'm going to do good things to be a positive example for people.
Yeah, I like that.
As far as that's concerned, being an artist is great when you can get to the point where people are looking up to you, and you're in a position to motivate people or do good things for other people and, things like that too. So I think that's important. And if I had to pick one, I would go with that. But I love them both the same, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when you are creating music, writing or creating a track or a beat, what inspires you to do that? What inspires you the work that you do?
Well, if I'm just wanting to do something, it's not like a request or I have to work on this project or finish this up for this artist or something like that. It depends, because I'll go through a mood where I'm just in a mood and I'll hear something in my head, and then I'll sit there and run out some MIDI on a keyboard or a synth or something and start off that, or I'll be with one of my friends that's a crazy piano player or a saxophone player, and I'll just be go in the booth and here's 100 BPM or something like that. Just give me a few loops, and then I'll find something, cut it, and then make something out of that. I don't know. My most favorite, actually, things to do is to take an acapella that someone gives me and not hear the original thing or anything like that. Just give me the acapella and make a beat around an acapella. That's
okay. Yeah.
But I have no specific way of starting. If I'm into a mode where I'm don't know what I specifically want to do or what mood I'm in, I'll just run through some loops or something like that, you know, and find something cool and mess with it after that. And usually, you know, once I have something that's a good inspiration for me, it's over from there. And then it'll just either get finished right then and there or get to a certain point where it's a good beat to play somebody if you were going to. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, I'll wait till I'm in another state of mind to finish it and take it to that next level. After
Yeah. So when can we expect the project that you're about to drop?
This one's dropping this week, the first volume, and I'm going to drop one every month for this club mixtape. Well, it's a club album series, I guess you could say. And then my project I plan to drop in March for the EP. That's all my vocal stuff with the Book of Flight song and all that stuff.
Oh, dope. Well, where can everybody keep up with you on social media, websites? Where can we keep up with you?
Yeah, all my stuff is Gifted Music with a 1, so it's G1fted Music. It's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. They're all the same. You can find me everywhere. I got the video out now. Book of Flight it's going to start on BET within a week or so, I believe. It's in the middle of programming right now.
Okay.
Pretty sure MTV2 and VH1 are going to pick it up. And then I got another video next month that I'm going to drop for the other single I sent you, Live For You. I'm going to drop that video after this first volume and before my EP.
That's dope. You're doing some big things. I know you're excited. You're excited, right?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I've never actually been more excited in my career at all, just because I have everything's just, you know, you go through a lot of things that
you do.
Failures, learning experiences, and a lot of that's related to your network, the situations you're in, what you are able to get out of what you're doing and things like that. So, you know, it's very easy for things like that to hold you back. And now I had, you know, over the years, you know, I've had so many connections for so many years. I thought I was ready. Thought I was ready so many times, this and that, and like, you know, it's really, as they say, timing meets preparation, because now, you know, instead of like running into like a battlefield trying to load my bullets and they're falling all over the place, I'm just rolling in with a loaded gun ready to go. So I got all the stuff in a row. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to. We're all passionate about what we're doing and we're killing it. And, you know, it's not even me. Like Philadelphia, I'm telling you right now, it's just, there's going to be a lot of great stuff coming out of Philadelphia this year. There's so many dope artists, and there's a lot of big things going on. Like the spotlight's on Philly now more than ever. Like we had Timbaland calling us at 6:30 a.m. calling my boy P.I. and Core about Core's project, saying he wanted to put money behind it. You know, 6 a.m. from London, stuff like that. Like people know what's going on. They hear the music coming out there. You know, our other studio out in LA is really popping, and we're trying to take over everywhere and just make this music.
It's your time. Well, listen, Gifted Music. I want to thank you so much, man, for joining us, and I wish you nothing but continued success on everything you have going on. It's a lot going on, great stuff. So thank you again, man, and continued success. And again, congratulations on the honeymoon and everything going on.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it, guys. You know, I really do. You know, the support is everything, and I really appreciate you guys.
Most definitely. Well, look, we'll be right back after this.
Listen closely, I know I don't talk that fast. Get to know me, walk more slowly while you rushing. What's with that? I'm from Texas, heard my accent. I get that from most of y'all. What you missing? I can give it. Don't be fooled by how I talk. When I saw you walking by, I said I gotta go get her, 'cause I really, really wanna get to know you more better. Baby, I can drive your body like a Chevy with leather. I do it with pleasure. You need that country love. That get up in the morning, so bony kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. That stress, no problems with your mama kind of love. You can't get enough of that country love. That's all that you need.
little mama, what's with all the walking away and rolling your eyes? See you smiling, girl, you wildin'. You know that you like my style. You so proper, ooh, showstopper. In the dirty, girls like you is treated official. What's the issue? I know that you want that too. When I saw you walking by, I said, I gotta go get her. Cause I really, really wanna get to know you more better. Baby, I can drive your body like a Chevy with leather. I do it with pleasure. You need that country love. That get up in the morning, be so funny kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. That stress, no problems with your mama kind of love. You can't get enough of that country love. That get up in the morning, be so funny kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. That stress, no problems with your mama kind of love. You can't get enough of that country love. That's all that you need. And I don't care what you know about me. Girl, I can get everything you made today. When I saw you walking by, I said, I gotta go get her. Cause I really, really wanna get to know you more better. Baby, I can drive your body like a Chevy with leather. I do it with pleasure. You need that country love. That get up in the morning, be so funny kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. That stress, no problems with your mama kind of love. You can't get enough of that country love. That get up in the morning, be so funny kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. That stress, no problems with your mama kind of love. You can't get enough of that country love. That get up in the morning, be so funny kind of love. That grits and bacon, baby, making country love. You can't get enough of that. That's all that you miss. That's all that you miss. You can't get enough of that country love. That's all that you miss. That's all that you miss.
This is Jackson Cherry, and you are listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, what's going on?
Hey, Steven, DK, not much. How about you guys?
Can't complain. Getting through a Monday.
I hear.
I'll let you and Chike take it away with movie reviews.
So I'll start off, and the movie, and continuing my review of the Oscar-nominated Best Pictures, is Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And this movie is still in the theater, so if you want to check it out, you can. And it stars Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell, who 7 months after her daughter is raped and murdered, these three billboards that are near her home, with a few states the police of Ebbing, Missouri, for not following through and finding the murderer of her daughter. And this incident kicks off a chain of events that allows us to see more about the city and more about the characters and learn more throughout the whole film. And it's so I'm not going to give into too many details about the plot. Interesting parts, a lot of twists, the performance done, and the writing is actually really well done. And this is actually directed by Martin McDonagh, who also wrote the screenplay from other kind of dark comedies, Seven Psychopaths he did a few years ago, and In Bruges, which was a famous one that he did before that. So if you're familiar with those types of movies, this movie kind of falls into that line, and I liked it. I thought it was really good. It's really, again, well done. The setting of this little town in Missouri, the performances by Harrelson and Rockwell are nominated for supporting actor in this film. And, of course, Frances McDormand doing a great job. It was also nominated. And the movie when going into it, just expect a lot of unexpectedness, I guess. It's not what you would think it is. There are issues that are a little left attended to, so you might want a little more, and it kind of goes. But overall, really good. Now, I was thinking maybe this was going to be Best Picture contender, and it might actually win it. I don't know if it's actually in there 100% for me. So we'll see. We'll see how the other movies look compared to this. But definitely worth seeing if you're looking for something a little different. Just know that it's going to be a little all over the place.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites actually in the Oscar contenders. This one and Shape of Water. So those are my two picks for the statue.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
What did you think about Frances's performance?
Really good. I mean, amazing. I just, we'll see. And I really liked Saoirse, who did Lady Bird, the young girl in Lady Bird, a lot. And she's been nominated for an Oscar too for Brooklyn a couple of years ago. But I don't know. Part of me wants her to kind of win just because she's kind of a new and up-and-comer, and Frances McDormand, I think, won it off of Fargo in the past. But that doesn't diminish Frances's performance. I think she's definitely going to be the person to beat for the Best Picture because she does an amazing job.
Okay. Well, I didn't make it to the theater this week, but I did see a new release on Netflix, that is. We have the third installment, which is the prequel to Cloverfield. So we have Cloverfield, then we have 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now we have the Cloverfield Paradox, which is basically the start of the terrorization of New York by the said monster. This film takes place pre the New York disaster, and there is a mission to go in outer space because the Earth is running out of energy, and they have a space station program that is actually going to fire an energy beam which will generate long-lasting energy for the Earth because there is no other place to go. And there is a warning put out about the dangers of exploring and tampering in that type of science. There definitely will be another movie after this one, I'm sure, and there'll be a saga to the whole Cloverfield storyline. I was excited to first watch it because I'm a fan of the Cloverfield brand and the story that they're telling, but I'm going to be honest and say that I was a little thrown by this movie. I might have to watch it again to see more because I have to dissect it and pick it apart. It's a little confusing because it jumps around and there's a lot of high-tech scientific talk in this movie. A lot of mentioning of dimensions and opening portals, and it doesn't really explain it. I'm going to say watch it just simply because if you were a fan of Cloverfield like I was, you'll watch it just because. But I'm a little confused about the movie. I'm not quite sure about the direction of where it's going to go. Yeah, and I'm a J.J. Abrams fan, but this one I don't know. I'm going to actually watch it again because I want to give it another chance. But the first watch through, I was confused. And normally with films like that, it's either a hit or a miss with me. Cloverfield, was a blockbuster. They came in hitting hard with the first installment. The second one was a little weird, but it still stayed and had consistency with Cloverfield, the original movie. But then this one, I don't know. So we'll see which direction they'll go moving forward.
Oh, okay. Well, I do want to watch it. And for anyone, this movie was announced during the commercials at the Super Bowl, and then Netflix immediately after the Super Bowl. So, again, Netflix is trying to do new things and kind of break the mold, but this was.
And what's interesting is that in the opening sequence of the movie, which I hadn't seen in any other Netflix movie, because I've seen original Netflix movie. This is a original Netflix movie partnered up with Paramount Pictures. So maybe this is a new thing that they're doing now, where they're actually teaming up with the big movie companies to bring stuff, original programming to Netflix.
Because I watch a lot more of these movies if I had an option just to watch it at home, because to the theater.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, that we talked about this before, I think that filmmakers are going to have to raise the bar if you're going to release a picture in the motion picture, in the theater.
Yeah,
simply because these other movies that are coming out that are worthy to be seen on the screen are making the other movies look like nothing.
Yeah.
So when you come out with an Avatar, you come out with a Star Wars, or you come out with, an X-Men or a 3D something or other, it's commanding your attention in the silver screen. That's something that you have to watch on the silver screen. But when you put out, and it's not taking away from the artistry of 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. There's no artistry taking away from it, but there has to be something said about sitting in a theater on a big screen and you're watching something like that versus something like Avatar. 2 different movies, and not much different in price. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
You have there has to be some kind of justification at some point in time. And my belief is that streaming is really going to take over the movies.
Yeah, it's the new, I guess, world that we're going to be.
Especially with Disney jumping into the game, because they're going to have a streaming service soon, and they've consumed Hulu.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't want to. I tell you, Amazon and Netflix. So we'll see if anything else can convince me to hop onto any other service.
All right. Well, what's coming down the pipeline? We already know Black Panther, which I can't wait. I got my tickets.
Yeah. My dad on stop. Well, there's a new 50 Shades movie, which I haven't seen any of them, so I'm going to pass on that. Sure, it'll be the top movie. And then there's a few kid movies. We're kind of in that little bit of a lull. I will say this, and I know I've said it a few times, and I haven't seen it yet. Jumanji has for one spot again, and this was a December release. And this movie seems to be kind of unstoppable. So we'll see 7th biggest release of last year. So beating Thor and all these other expectations.
Again, that's a movie that deserves to be seen on the big screen because of everything that's going on.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't have any movies. I'll see 50 Shades. I'll see it for both of us, Adam. And, of course, Black Panther. But, during this time, the in-between, before we get to the Oscars, no one's really doing anything.
Yeah,
not really, a season for it. They're prepping for summer now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, guys, as always, I want to thank you so much for letting us know what to spend our money on and what to watch on Netflix. But I hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk again next Monday, okay?
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Right back after this.
like it's your only option. Show them how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on, show them how it's done. When your back is in the corner, bet your Jamie's number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me start this anthem all proper. From poverty, I still finish college. Do it all, keep my face stay shining, cause your boy right here is a soldier. Back to the music, telling you why I do it. For my brother, his daughter, my dreams stick to it. I lost a few on the way, miss them all the time, but I keep the memories alive on the music. Thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Watch me do it, do it, do it. Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on, show 'em how it's done. When your back is in the corner, bet your Jamie's number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah. People telling me you only get better, so don't stop, bruh. You deserve to win for sure. Got $1 and a dream, and no 100 guarantees I'm gonna make it out this life. That's cool with me. Trust in my faith and my beliefs. Music therapy. So I just wanna be the man. Yeah, yeah. They thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Watch me do it, do it, do it. Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on, show 'em how it's done. When your back is in the corner, bet your Jamie's number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
I came from nothing, came from shit. Had a goal to set, I had a name to get. I turned pain to strength, I gave fame a grip. I changed lanes to gain, and my aims to live. Had to show them how, call this tutorial. Make history, this historical. Niggas Satan, that's just adorable. Went from poor and that shit's affordable. All I need is my team now. More trees, more lean now. I'm heating up, I got steam now. This real shit, it ain't a dream now. I moved up and got paid quick. YH, who I stayed with. And this here look beautiful, like the baddest bitches I laid with. They thought I wouldn't do it. They thought that I would quit. Can't take no losses, I'm a boss. Tell all y'all bosses I'm the shit. Y'all boys so off, but I'm a hit. Got no time to talk, I'm getting rich. Can't hear yo talking like I'm deaf, and I kill no coffin with the shit.
Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on, show 'em how it's done. When your back is in the corner, bet your Jamie's number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Aron Cosby, how's it going?
Stephen Knight, the curse is over.
The curse is over. I thought about you. The curse is over. Tell everybody what the curse is.
The curse is this. I have a history of picking the losing team to actually win. And so it's this running gag that if I choose a team to win, then you should bet against that because that team will probably end up losing.
Right.
So what happened was that last week I gave my pick for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that Philadelphia was going to win. Knowing that I really was like, okay, I wanted Philly to win, but I wanted the Falcons to win last year, and we know what happened with that. And
right.
There have been other games where I chose the winner, and the winner ends up losing. So I just assumed, okay, I picked Philadelphia, and the Patriots are just going to stomp them, run away with the game. It was going to be over. It was a wrap. Tom Brady, MVP, all this, all that. I have to say this. The Madden curse continues. See, the Madden curse trumps my picking curse. Like, okay, I don't know if you've heard of the Madden.
No, what's the Madden curse?
The Madden curse is for John Madden. Have you heard of John Madden? He's a Hall of Fame football coach. Madden video game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Madden football game. All right, so the Madden curse is that every quarterback that has won league MVP, that has went on to play in the Super Bowl, his team ends up losing in the Super Bowl. Last year, if you recall, Matt Ryan for the Atlanta Falcons won league MVP last year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we all know what happened with them in the Super Bowl. They lost.
Right.
And then there's other instances where the player was named MVP and their team went on to the Super Bowl and they lost. So the Madden curse continues because Tom Brady was named league MVP and his team lost and all that stuff. All right. So anyway.
Okay.
So my curse is over. Thank you.
Curse is over.
So we can mark this down. The curse is over. I picked Philly to win, and Philly won.
Right. Yes, you did. Congratulations. Were you surprised?
Won't he do it? Okay. No. The first half, I saw deja vu of last year's game, where the Patriots only had 3 points and the Eagles, I think it was 15-3, and the Eagles had just scored a touchdown. They were on a roll. They were hot. They were excited. It was 15-3, and I just had flashbacks of the Falcons last year when they had that lead, that 28-3 lead. But in the first half, I think it might have been 14-3 at one point, 21-3, whatever. So anyway, they had a nice lead, and it was that 3. And so that 3 stuck out with me. Again, I'm like, okay, the Patriots have 3 points again. They're stuck at this 3. The second half, they're going to turn it up, and they're going to end up winning this game. I guarantee. I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's going to happen again. I'm like, no, my curse is still here. No. So then what happens? The second half comes, and the Patriots end up getting the lead. I'm like, all right, it's over. It's over. They got the lead. Philly's just going to self-destruct. It's a wrap. But Philly did the one thing that the Falcons did not do. Philly did not cave in. Like, they were still confident. They were not scared of the Patriots. They played to win. They played to win the game. It was amazing. It was an amazing game. I want to talk about the game-winning touchdown.
Okay.
Because there was, some people were saying that it was not a touchdown, that it was an incomplete pass. Others were saying, of course not, it's a touchdown. I felt it was a touchdown. I wanted it to be a touchdown.
Right.
And it was. But there was a similar play in the AFC Championship game, which Pittsburgh Steelers, their tight tight end caught the ball in the middle, is running and dives into the end zone. Gets into the end zone. The ball is kind of gets like it's loose in his hand when he hits the ground, but he still has control over it.
Right. Yeah.
They end up saying that was not a touchdown. They said that was an incomplete pass, and that's how the Patriots end up winning that game. But with this situation, it was different. They considered it a touchdown. My rationale on that is, first of all, the NFL needs to change their what is a catch, what is not a catch rule. Like this, it's confusing.
So it's more defined.
It's crazy. Yeah. Also, if they would have changed that ruling, because the ruling on the field was that it was a touchdown. If they would have changed that, I'm telling you, to an incomplete pass, not a touchdown, people would have been turning off their television.
Oh yeah, they would have said it was the whole cheating thing.
Yeah, the NFL as we know it, I think would have been over. It would have. I think people would have really just been turned off, just done. Like this is blatant. Like this is just blatantly a fix. It's rigged. So they had to keep that as a touchdown, in my opinion.
Right.
And to me, the better team won. I thought that Philly just played. They played lights out. They played their heart out. Like they were the better team.
Yeah.
They were the better team. But, yeah. Much better.
So they said that Tom Brady said. They said Tom Brady said that he was going to play next season. They said before the game, he said that he'd be playing next season. And some people think he should stop now while he's still on top. What are your thoughts on that?
No. I think Tom Brady wants to play as long as Tom Brady feels that he is healthy and he is of value to the Patriots.
Right. Yeah.
And I see him playing another 2 to 3 years easily. I mean, he doesn't get hit. Like his offensive line is really good. I mean, the man doesn't take a lot of hits. Now, if next season he takes a lot of hits, then maybe then you're like, okay, you know what? It's time to hang him up.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I will say this also: he is motivated now. Them losing is now motivation.
Motivation to him.
He wants to go back to the Super Bowl and win another Super Bowl. He won 6. He won 6 Super Bowls. That's what he wants. He is at 5. He won 6. Michael Jordan's got 6. He won 6. It's something about having that 6. He wants those 6.
He wants it. Yeah.
He wants it. So he's not going to leave anytime soon. And also, I think that when he does leave, he wants to leave on top, meaning that he wants to leave as a
winner. Yeah, champion. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I do have a feeling that they will be back in the Super Bowl again. Unfortunately, I just do. I don't see any other team right now in the AFC that can beat them. They're a great team. So I need the Falcons to step up. They saw that how Philly played, and Philly didn't even have their starting quarterback. It was their backup quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
And they won.
They won.
The Atlanta Falcons had their MVP quarterback, their All-Pro wide receivers, a solid defense, this amazing offense. Anyway.
Well, it's funny. My dad called me on Saturday and say that he's preparing to come down here next year for the Super Bowl. So they'll be here in Atlanta.
Yo, okay. Listeners, I'm telling you now, Minnesota, that Super Bowl, okay, it was cool. I give Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities area, I give them props. Like,
right.
Considering the fact that it was 22 below zero.
Yeah.
Outside, I mean, it was freezing. It was crazy.
Right.
They did a great job. Kudos to Minnesota. Next year in Atlanta,
it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna
Liddy.
be
Liddy.
Okay, Steven, who do you want to be the halftime act for?
You know, we were talking about that in Hot Topics, and we were thinking that it's gonna be probably a lot of the acts from Atlanta. You know,
the Atlanta acts,
We were talking about that.
So
some
it'll
people
be a medley. So like this.
Yeah, it won't just be one person.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I think that this year they should have had Janet Jackson. You know why? Because Janet was on tour, and Janet killed the tour. She's going back on tour this year as well, but you know she's still in shape. She still could have put on a great show. But you know, whatever.
Maybe she'll be in Atlanta.
Yeah, that'd be
She
good.
does have that Jermaine Dupri connection, and
she does.
Maybe Janet will be there, and maybe Janet can bring some of the Atlanta acts with her. You know, she can.
Exactly.
Yeah. I won't be surprised. And that would be everything. But can I also just say this really quickly, Stephen?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give kudos because there's been, most from what I've read on social media, people have given her props. But there have been some haters out there. But can I just give props to Pink? I thought Pink sung.
It had the flu.
I thought she was great.
I thought she was great too. Because listen, she had the flu, and most people when they sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, they lip sync because of the acoustics in the arena, in the stadium. Excuse me. But she sang it live with the flu. I thought that she did a great job.
She did a great
job. There
job.
was one note that she kind of cracked on, but it wasn't that noticeable. But overall, she did a great job. I thought. I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, it was stellar. I thought it was stellar. I mean, Whitney, of course, is the standard.
Right.
Whitney is the standard, and people were some people were actually saying that Pink outdid Whitney because Whitney was pre-recorded.
We ain't got to lie though.
But, right, I'm like, okay, y'all ain't
we ain't got to lie.
We ain't got to lie. That ain't sorry. It's still Whitney's voice. It's her singing. Period. The end. It's Whitney, stellar, gold standard. The end.
Right.
Pink is a solid. I would give her maybe second runner-up. Like she's in the top 3 to me. She's in the top.
I wouldn't give her all that.
There's Whitney, bruh.
I wouldn't give her all that.
I think. Okay, hold on. Just hear me out really quickly.
Uh-huh.
I think that she sounded better than Beyonce. I think she sounded better than Mariah Carey. I think she sounded better than Kelly Clarkson. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Yes, I do. I felt that. Like her, I felt the spirit. It was both. It was. I felt it. It just anyway.
Yeah, she did good. She did good. I wouldn't put her up there, but she did good. She did a great job.
Pink.
I like Pink. I thought she did a great job. I do think, especially having the flu.
Was she in the in your top 5?
No. But listen, before we gotta go real quick. But before we go, I want to send condolences to Edwin Jackson of the Colts. He passed away yesterday morning at the age of 26 after being hit by a drunk driver. So definitely praying for him, his family, and his friends.
I could have said I was going to go there.
Well, you didn't. You talking about Pink? No, I'm playing, Aron. But I know you. I know that.
No, you're not.
No, I am. But I know your favorite. This is your favorite time of year with the NFL and Super Bowl, and now it's over. What you gonna do?
College basketball, man.
College basketball. Yep.
Yes. So next week I will be talking about college basketball, getting ready for March.
March Madness and all that. Yep.
Is around the corner. So so there's a lot going on. Oh, and also Winter Olympics, man.
Yeah, the Olympics.
Yeah. So we have a lot to talk about. So stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, Aron, as always, thank you so much, man. Hope you have a great week, and we'll talk again next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, right back after this.
Feels so good. Feels so good.
It's KJ on the beat.
We're all alone. Nobody knows. It's a little secret. That's how we should keep it. Maybe we've been creeping on the low. No time to waste. It's getting late. Can't jump off the deep end. We're supposed to be here, but it feels so good. Feels so good. When you love me like that, touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real. Feels so good. Feels so good. Let me put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside the deep. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, so wrong. But the feeling strong. Every time I see you, I think about what we do. I can't help but think about it all the time. Close the door. Give me some more. You have my mind going every time you're doing your thing. And it feels so when you love me like that. Touch you right there. Kiss me on the neck. The love we make is real. And it feels so, know it feels good. Feels so good. Feels so good to me. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside the deep. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good. Love it how you on top of me. Love it how you on top of me. On top of me. Love it how you on top of me. On top of me. Feels so good. Touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real. And it feels so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. So good. So good. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside the deep. Feels so good. Feels so
This is Savage,
And this is Kai.
and we are from the Articulate Podcast, and you are listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Listen, that was our show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to Gifted Music and for Gary LaVard for joining us tonight. We wish them continued success for everything they have going on. Don't forget, y'all, we're everywhere. We're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on iHeartRadio, YouTube, SoundCloud, you name it. Go to our website at StephenKnightShow.com to learn where you can listen to us. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Good night.
Tonight is all eyes on me. Everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty, pretty, pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand. Head to the floor, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we're gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then side to the left.